What made you come out to the press conference today?
To be a voice and a face to be seen that's out here really doing the work. You know, we don't want people out here to create the narrative that really ain't out here doing the work. So when we found out a press conference was coming, some of the leaders decided to come out and just show face and show support and really stop the rumor control, you know, do the rumor control that we normally do out here and just be that support of healing. Because a lot of times we don't show up and that support of healing ain't happening. So we really want to be healing in our community. We want to be that change that needs to be seen and not heard. So, you know, we just came out here for more support.
Now, I was just talking to the spokesperson for Roscoe's, Mr. Collins, and during the press conference and even in my interview, he characterized the shooter as a monster. I didn't give him any pushback on that because that's how he's feeling. But how are we supposed to treat these situations? Because we have victims on both sides, because this brother's going to end up in prison for the rest of his life. His family's going to have to suffer. What's your whole take on that type of language? You know, there's a monster out there we got to catch.
I mean, he's part of the reason why we consider monsters. If he's not doing nothing to help heal our community, put something more impactful than a fried piece of chicken in our community, then you part of the problem too. So, you know, we're not here to bash nobody and go back and forth, but at the end of the day, we gotta be all humanitarians at the end of the day. I don't gotta like you to love you. We gotta understand that this love and this compassion for one another is what's gonna shut this down. We shouldn't be that starving that we gotta come over here and risk our life and take somebody's life for some jewelry, bro. You know what I mean? It's things out here that I'm doing, that I know firsthand that I'm doing as a citizen. I ain't selling dope, doing nothing illegal, and I'm sustaining myself. So it's things out here that we can provide, financial literacy that we can do, life skills we can get. There's money out here for everybody. We ain't gotta sit here and rob nobody. We've been doing this for 40 plus years, and you know, being part of the problem ain't it now. We gotta be part of the solution.
Have you put any thought into why?
I'm gonna pause it right there because, you know, OG saying some real shit. You know, first and foremost, you know, 40, 50 years of gangbanging already in Los Angeles, the South Central. 40, 50 years, and shit ain't getting no better in 40, 50 years. Shit's actually getting worse than it's ever been in 40, 50 years. And, you know, just to spin off what the cameraman said, you know, ultimately there is victims on both sides, and both sides don't get recognized. I mean, we look at PNB Rock because we already knew PNB Rock and he's the victim of, but the other man, whenever he get cracked for this, whenever him and his accomplices get cracked, they're gonna lose their life behind the walls for this bad decision right here. And, you know, like Dude was saying, you know, there's so many hustles, so many ways you can sustain yourself now. It's almost 2023. There's so many ways to make money. Not only make money, you know, a lot of it, but make it legally within inside the lines. But, you know, ultimately no one wants to put the work in. So you're dealing with a motherfucker that's lazy. And when I was younger, that was my shit, was jacking, getting into this type of, you know, shit. And I look back at it and I think now, like, man, that is the most bummest shit in the world right there, because now I really appreciate what I worked for. You know what I mean? Like, the value is through the roof now. When I was younger, I looked at shit like people was slipping and, you know, there was a come up. And, you know, I come from Denver, where the first thing somebody tell you when they see somebody shining is, oh man, fuck him, let's get him. You know, that's the type of shit a motherfucker would tell you. The first thing, that's the mind frame out in Denver. And, you know, it's ultimately, you know, here's PNB Rock slipping big time, right? He pull up to a hood spot in a Maybach, brand new white Mercedes, hop out, jewelry dangling, bad chick, the whole nine in the hood. And, you know, we done heard the stories over and over again, but like, it don't even take a female to post a location. That was, you know, sugar on top of a cake already, because, you know, think about who's in the parking lot. Think about what kind of vultures are just sitting there watching. And, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta be really bummy. They just rob people. That's some bum shit. I don't care how or anybody feel about it. That's bummy. That's some real low bottom eater. But I mean, that's the world though. That's the world no matter how you cut it. Those are the wolves and they out there lurking. So gotta move smarter, gotta move better. But, you know, you think PNB Rock would know better than this, right? Like, you think he'd know better. And I seen that DJ Academics video where he said he kind of like shoot the potential robbers that he had previously kind of away, like, oh man, I'm with my girl and so forth. So I wonder if that ain't what the little argument that happened before he got shot was like. Oh man, come on, man, kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know, you don't know the whole specifics, but, you know, OG talking some real shit right here. So let's get back to it.
Crime and violence has went up during the last couple of years since COVID hit.
A lot got to do with drug abuse. We got a lot of substance abuse out here with our youngsters that's beyond the mindset of understanding. You can't talk to a mind that's boggled up and tore up off of lean pills and alcohol and weed and everything. And I remember when it was our era when we was doing our thing, and it wasn't them harsh drugs that they got out right now. We wasn't listening. So right now they numb, bro. We got a lot of mummies walking around here, zombies walking around here, and they don't want nothing. They don't want nothing that got to do with change, bro. So the way that we raised our kids was a lot to do with it too, because we got a lot of young adults raising our kids, and they growing up like siblings with each other. You know what I mean? It's not that parent-child separation that we used to have. It's no respect. You're not putting your pistol away, going to church with Big Mama no more. Big Mama hired in the church from the kids. You know what I mean?
Now, PNB Rock is the second recent rapper from out of state to get gunned down in Los Angeles. Rappers are gonna be from out of state are gonna be scared to come here after a while. What could have PNB Rock or the brother from Brooklyn that got shot and killed a couple years ago? What was his name? Pop Smoke. What could these guys do different when they come to Los Angeles and they want to visit our beautiful city?
You got to carry yourself with a different integrity. You're a king now. You're on a different status. Even though you came from that hood block, there's certain things you can't do no more. There's certain ways you have to do them same things to keep to date. You know what I mean? If you didn't come with that entourage, you might need to have that entourage. If you didn't have that security, you might need that security. If you need that check-in, make sure you're doing that check-in properly. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that people don't consider when they out there feeling themselves, feeling good about life. They're on a different mental elevation. They not in the gutter no more, so they don't have that survival mindset that they used to have because they paper long now, and they don't have it. They don't have that instinct that we waking up with every day. You know what I mean?
That survival mind state right there. You would think, and that's what I would think, is that ultimately he'd still have that though. You know what I mean? But remember, PNB Rock is the trapper turned pop star. You know what I mean? That's the name of his album and shit. And you know, I think that's really what it came down to, is he done forgot his survival instincts. You know what I mean? Come on, I get it. You feel you could push through anywhere. You know what I mean? But then pull up to the hood spot with all your chains on and a brand new Maybach, like, damn. And it don't take long. This is proof in the pudding. It don't take long at all. And ultimately, what's somebody gonna do with that jewelry though? We seen with Pop Smoke, that dude had a $35,000 Rolex. They ended up selling it for $2,500. I mean, what can you really do with this man's chains? His chains say PNB Rock on there. Like, what are you gonna do with these? And they gonna go for cheap? You know, you can't rock them. You can't do nothing with it. So the money. So basically, this is a straight dummy right here. This was a dummy mission. Like, once again, lean, perks, all this stuff. It probably wasn't even thinking, probably just acted. Oh, he over there, boom. Oh, look at him, bam, Adam. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You know, it's crazy. And this is what the world is today. You know what I mean? It's only getting worse, sir.
I mean, and also, man, it's time to change the voice of the music, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a Christian hip-hop artist. I do the street gospel, and you got to be the voice for the movement right now. So, we got to be responsible for what we're doing out here with this music, too. So.
Now, any word?
I think that's another good stopping point right there, because listen to the music. We be talking about this all the time. What is the music? Got to change the face of the music. What's the music talking about? Even PNB's Rock, his music, he talking about hitting them with the revolver and they ain't gonna find it. You know what I mean? And he talking about all kinds of shit in his music. So I mean, you can't really play both sides of this fence right here. You know, live by the gun, die by the gun. And I mean, you know, I actually got a chance to work with PNB Rock back in like 2017. He was a super cool cat. You know, we pulled up, we did a little bit of promo, pulled up. He had a big ass tour bus. We hopped on there, kicked it for a little while, knocked out the little promo, and yeah, he was a cool cat. You know what I mean? But man, ain't nobody give a fuck about that. They seen him as food. You know what I mean? They seen him as a mark. You know, got all the chains on, hopping out the Maybach. Yeah, give me that. And then ultimately, in the transmission of that right there, the man ended up dying. Now look at his family affected, his newborn baby. I mean, she ain't never gonna know him. This shit is crazy. And this is what somebody traded. This is somebody valued life for that man's chains that they can't even sell. They can't even do nothing with it. Cold scenario, ain't it?
Any words, final words for the perpetrator of this offense?
Man, whatever happens to him, man, whether you get caught up in it or you get away with it, do something better with your life. Don't let that life go in vain. be that change. Let that be a change that shifts you in a major way, where you do something real drastic in a positive way to be a redeemed person and really do something for your people, man. You know, that's all we can do. All my bad got redeemed, and I'm doing something good for my community now. And some of us don't get that opportunity. So whether you in the prison behind the walls or you out here on the streets with that second chance, do something better with it.
And let everybody know, what part of LA did you grow up and came up out of?
I grew up out of Watts, man. I'm off the east side over there by Locke High School, man. And on the blue side, but man, every color is my color. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt that right there. You getting a second chance of life, and a lot of times when you get out behind them walls, and what is you gonna do? You gonna go back and tell that same story? You about to do that same shit that leads you there? Unfortunately, a whole bunch of people do, but you know, there's a select few. You know what I mean? He ended up for that one right there. That, you know, ultimately get out here and try to do better and try to push a better narrative, because ultimately the ways that it passed is just that. They're the ways that it passed. We in 2023, we supposed to be doing 10 times, 20 times, 30 times better. OG touched on a whole bunch of strong points right there. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, damn, do something with your life, redeem yourself. You think about the Bible, think about, you know, Moses was a killer, you know, and David, the man that was of God's heart, you know, shit, he was a killer. You know, Paul, returning to Saul, he was beheading Christians, you know what I mean? And they all redeemed themselves. And that's what I feel like a second chance is out here in the world, is a chance to redeem yourself. But yeah, this is a cold situation right here. Lose across the board. Ain't nobody winning here. Man hit that lick, he got away, and he gone. He's scot-free for right now, but what did he win? What did he win? He just traded himself in. How long can this last for? You know what I mean? Maybe he get away with it. Who knows? But he really ain't gonna come up too much. The man that lost his life behind a few bucks that he got, and that's some bum shit. The little money you gonna get for that, you could have grinded, hustled, used your mind. I'm sure somewhere in there something creative, some kind of. But once again, motherfuckers is lazy. They don't want to put the work in. They rather go take it from a motherfucker who's already did it and think they're gonna get the easy route, fast route. None of that shit never lasts. That's just crazy. You know, on that note, we're gonna call that a video right there. Let me know what y'all think. Tap in the comments below. I'm out.